All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Okay. Much love, peace, and salutation, and blessings to you brothers throughout the four winds pushing this truth and sincerity. All right. Now, you can see the video titled, The Bible Has Nothing to Do with Islam. Okay, stop with the BS, bruh. Let's just be real with it. You know what I'm saying? You look at all these Muslims, and they always want to make it seem like the Quran is another fulfillment of the scriptures. All right? They want to make it seem like the Quran is a break off. Okay? It has nothing to do with the scriptures. Besides, he plagiarized certain things. Muhammad. Okay? So, we're going to go into some scriptures just to prove everything with Ishmael. Because they, for some reason, believe that Ishmael was chosen. And from his line, it was going to be another prophet come out of all that. But if that's the case, that's still not Israel. That's not us. You know what I'm saying? And Jake got that bad wanting to bring everyone else into our salvation. Okay, we the ones need to be saved. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all just need to stop it with the nonsense. Okay? I'm going to grab one precept before, and I'm going to read it from my other phone, okay? Salakia. Let me grab this real quick. It was something I was supposed to put in here, but it slipped my mind, so I'm going to just read it, okay? All right, this is Isaiah 34, and I'm going to go to verse 16, and this bit really shits on the Quran also. Even though it got some things in the Quran that they plagiarized and they took from the scriptures, from the Bible, and put in that book. Okay? Might have worded it a little differently, but it's things in there. It's like, it says something up to the effect of, children of Israel, remember my promise which I've bestowed on you. Okay, if the Quran is for Ishmael and Muslims, why would it be speaking about the children of Israel? And why is it always making references to the Bible? All right. This is Isaiah 34 and 16. It says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord, which is the Bible, not the Quran. It says, and read, no one of these shall fail. You find absolutely no prophecies in the Quran. Okay? The Bible is full of prophecy. It tells you that none of these shall fail. Now, the prophecies that you read, that the chosen men with understanding would, you know what I'm saying, they're going to get breakdowns and they're going to get understanding to unlock these mysteries through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. None of them will fail. Okay? RFID chip. Us coming over here on slave ships. Us being Israelites. So on and so forth. Okay? It says, none shall want her mate. No other book you can match up with the scriptures. Nothing can you match up with the scriptures. Okay? None. It says, for my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. Okay? So the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, through his men, these scriptures are gathered together and they're understood now. All right? And I'm going to go into Genesis, and we're going to get into Ishmael. And we're going to get into Isaac, and we're going to see who this covenant went to. All right. Genesis 16, it says, now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abraham, behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I will pray thee, go unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai, and he went into Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. But Abram said unto Sarai, behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. Okay. Now, this is the chosen line of who they claiming are chosen people and who they're following. Okay. She was a slave. She was a handmaid. All right. It says, and to do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. Okay. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hand. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered from multitude. Okay. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. Okay. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare, Ishmael. Okay. Now we're going to continue on. Genesis 17, and I'm just jumping around in here to get to key points, okay? And I will make my covenant between me and thee, okay? And will multiply thee exceedingly. This is speaking to Abraham now, or Abram. As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee. Okay? My covenant is with thee. And thou shalt be a father of many nations. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and the seed, and thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant. Now hold on. Why didn't he just tell him Hagar is pregnant? Okay. Hagar is pregnant. So we're going to establish my covenant with you and your seed that your handmaid, your wife's handmaid, is pregnant with right now. Why didn't he say that? Nothing. Okay. It says, to be a power unto thee and to thy seed after thee. Okay. And I will give unto thee and thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power. Okay. And the Most High said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee, in their generations. This is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised, and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant between me and you. Okay? As far as my understanding goes, Israel is the only nation that circumcised their children after the 8th day. Why doesn't Esau do that? Why doesn't any other nation do that? This covenant was to Israel. You got the fake Jews doing this, okay? The fake. But they still try to hold on to customs that was given to us, okay? That's a covenant, okay? It says, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child, in your generations. He that is born in the house, or bought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed, he that is born in thy house, and he that is bought with thy money, must needs be circumcised. And my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. Now that word house, we get house, dwelling, habitation, shelter, abode of animals, human bodies. Okay. Now we have house. Anything that comes out of your loins, my covenant will be with them. Okay. Anyone that comes out of your loins, this covenant I'm making with you and your seed after you. It's the Numbers 1:18, going into house. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the 2nd month, and they declared their pedigrees after the families by the house of their fathers. Okay? So you know who you had to circumcise because you belong to this house or this stock or this pedigree. Okay? According to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Okay? And I will bless her, continuing on, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations, kings of people shall be of her. And Abraham said unto the Most High, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. So he's making a plea for Ishmael. And the Most High said, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son. So this shows you from the jump that Ishmael was not going to be a part of that promise or that covenant. He just said it. When he tried to make a plea for Ishmael, you know what he said? Nah, Sarah gonna have a son. Fuck that. Sarah gonna have a son. And it's gonna go through his seed. Okay? It says, indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Now it's being passed down. You're never going to find in the scriptures where that covenant was broken from the children of Israel and passed to Ishmael or any other nation. All right. It says, and with his seed after him. Okay, that's why when you always see the covenant in the Old and the New Testament, it's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael. Not Ishmael. Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Okay? Period. Okay? It says, and as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him. The Most High had already done this before Abraham could even make a plea and a cause for him. All right. It says, and I will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. Some of the richest people on the planet right now. Sultans and all the motherfuckers that's over there that got all that money. Bin Laden had 56 kids. You see what I'm saying? This is that nation. They wasn't chosen, but they got their blessing. All right? It says, but my covenant will I establish with Isaac. Ishmael was cool. He was your firstborn of a handmaid. But mine's coming from, two of the chosen lines. All right, it's the chosen line of the man, but it's going to be a woman. It's going to be your wife, not a handmaid, not a servant. Okay? It says, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that were born in his house, and all that were bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin in the selfsame day. And the Most High had said unto him, and Ishmael, his son, was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. In the selfsame day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son. All right. Now, Genesis 21. For Sarah conceived, and bare Abraham a son in his old age, and the time, and at the set time which the Most High had spoken of him. Okay, and Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. Okay, and the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son. Why the hell is Israel fighting for Ishmael? And the scriptures that you read clearly tells you this guy, he's going to get what he deserves. But that everlasting covenant is not for him. Niggas want to fight for Ishmael when Ishmael ain't going to do nothing but save some goddamn pork out of their stores. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't given no covenant. All right? And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. So he cared for Ishmael. But hey, fuck it. He cared for him, but hey, the Most High wasn't dealing with Ishmael. He was dealing with Isaac. Okay? And the Most High said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Boom. He told him he was gonna call his son, his seed in the future, and boom, here's the first case of that happening. It's gonna be Isaac. Bam, he chose Isaac. Ishmael, get the fuck. Okay? And also the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it into Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. So you mean to tell me that this is a chosen line? Or these people is a partaker of the truth? Sent them away. Had no dealings with them. Packed them up with water. Put them on their way out of there. Okay? And the child sent her away, and she departed and wandered into the wilderness of Beersheba. And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. Okay? For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lift up her voice and wept. And the Most High heard the voice of the lad. And the angel of the Most High called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for the Most High hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand. For I will make him a great nation. Promise fulfilled. That's what his promise was. Genesis 22. Now we're finna get to some home run hitting things. And it came to pass after these things that the Most High did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, behold, here I am. And he said, take now thy son, thine only son Isaac. So Ishmael officially became a Gentile. Okay? Ishmael officially became a Gentile. Just like you had the northern and southern kingdom. When the northern kingdom was rebellious and they were marched away, and the southern kingdom wanted to go after them, and the Most High said, no, don't go. I'm not dealing with them. And then you read in Hosea, I'm not dealing with them no more. That's when they became Gentiles. Only thing with Ishmael is he cannot be adopted back because he wasn't a part of the covenant. All right? He wasn't a part of the covenant. Okay? But he said, take thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee unto the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering up upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. Now, we'll go to the New Testament. Check this out. This is Romans 9, and I'm going to start at 6. Not as though the word of the Most High had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. So Isaac right now, we ain't even speaking on Isaac. We're not even speaking on Isaac. Ishmael, we're not even speaking on Ishmael no more. Not Isaac, Salakia. We're not even speaking on Ishmael no more. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, why didn't it say here, for they are not all Ishmael, which are of Ishmael? Promise wasn't to him. Sorry. It wasn't to him. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children. Abraham had kids with Keturah also. They wasn't chosen. You see that? Okay. It says, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Once again, we got Isaac again. We didn't get Ishmael. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High. Now they Gentiles, and shit ain't got shit to do with nothing. Okay, they not the children of the Most High, but the children of promise are counted for the seed, and that seed is that line, sperm. Okay, that sperm line. Kind of like when we read Numbers 1 and 18. The house, the pedigree, the chosen line. Of this man's seed, a Savior will be raised to the nation of Israel. King David. Ishmael wasn't in that line. Okay? Okay, for this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, his seed line became the chosen. It already told you this earlier. Abraham, my covenant with you and your seed after you. Then it said, I'm going to put my covenant, my promises in Isaac. Now, Isaac, you know what it just told him? Rebekah also conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. Okay, so, hey bro, it ain't looking good for Ishmael and the Muslims. That argument is dead. It's Galatians. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. Now let's see which one he chose. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. But he of the free woman was by promise. Ishmael, all you niggas claiming Muslims and this is the key and the written, fuck all that. That shit done. Cancel that shit, bro. Give us something else to talk about. That shit is dead. Now let's see. Once again. Now this is when everything's said and done. Future prophecy. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. This hasn't happened yet. Okay, because we haven't been set in our own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Hasn't happened yet. Why is an Ishmael name right here? Ishmael is he mentioned anywhere in these scriptures when it says chosen? No. Okay, with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to you. I can preach this truth throughout the four winds. Shalom.